I'm Pure Light. Welcome to another episode of my Christmas countdown. Today we're opening day 16 of my Minecraft Advent calendar. We've got a lantern, and today we're going to think about some of the different sources of light you can find in Minecraft. Welcome to Lights of the World, my lamps and lighting emporium on the Crafting for Christ server. Here I've got all sorts of different kinds of lights and light sources that you can use in Minecraft. Let me show you a few of them. The ground floor here has the biggest variety of different lights. We've got a bit of a showcase in the middle where there are some examples of ways that you can use lighting, and then round the edges we've got the stuff for sale. So in the front here we've got the new copper lantern and the copper torches, both with their green lights. And over the side here we've got the other lanterns and torches. So there's the normal lantern there, the soul lantern, the ordinary torch and the soul torch. And then next to them we've also got the campfire and the soul campfire. And those all give off different levels of light depending on which ones you use. Next to them on the end here we've got an amethyst cluster, which are very nice decorative blocks that you can find in geodes and harvest them with your Silk Touch tool. And as well as being pretty, they actually also give off light. And then some others along here are the same sort of thing. We've got glow lichen, which is a decorative block, adds this sort of wiggly pattern on the front of things, but also just gives off a little bit of light. And then the next one along is sea pickles. And of course they only actually give light if they're underwater. If you take them out of the water and plonk them on a surface, plonk them on there, you can put them down, but they don't give any light. Whereas if they're placed underwater, they do. And they can go in little groups of up to 4 sea pickles. Next one is a lava bucket, because lava gives off light as well, although I think I'd be a little bit careful about using that one. And then the next one is glowberries, and those are really useful too. They just need a bit of bone meal to cause them to produce berries, which then produce light. And here's an example of how you could use some glowberries. Here they are just between the trapdoors, hanging down, looking rather elegant in that sort of trellis arrangement. And over this other side we've got the light sources, which are whole blocks. We've got all the various different sorts of copper bulb, and they give off a really bright light when they're just in their normal state, and then as they start to oxidise the light level gets lower and lower, unless of course you wax them to make sure they stay the same. And then next to that we've got the humble jack-o'-lantern, and I love working with these because they're such a cheap block. They just need a pumpkin and a torch to make them, and that's the advantage they have over glowstone, in that you don't have to go to the nether to get them. You have to collect this in the nether, or in my case I actually usually buy it from the cleric villagers. And similarly with the shroom light, this is another nether block that you find in amongst the giant fungi that you get in the nether, in the crimson or the warped biomes. And then on the end here we've got the redstone lamp, and of course that one's made out of glowstone and redstone, and it's really useful for being an indicator that you can use in mechanisms, and it's a very different look, that sort of more mechanical shape to it. Any of these block shaped ones you can put behind trapdoors of all different kinds, which then make it look nice but also let the light through, even the ones that don't have holes in them. The lanterns, of course, you can use them as a sort of more of a chandelier. And then at the end here you've got some examples of street lighting. So here's a street lamp with just made of sandstone blocks with a trapdoor and a lantern hanging from it. This one's got a very different look to it, with a copper bulb at the top, 2 lightning rods, and then a block of copper at the bottom. And then the one with the jack-o'-lantern inside, of course, those are mangrove trapdoors, and then the deep slate wall and block. My base uses quite a variety of different kinds of lighting blocks. Here by my starter base I've got some glowberries and the campfire. And then the rest of the town is lit mainly by lanterns, lots and lots of lanterns. And we've got these street lights, a bit like the ones in the shop, only this one's made with wood and deep slate, and it's got 2 lanterns. Look, there's a jack-o'-lantern behind a trapdoor. We've got the lava from this little lava farm is lighting up this area rather nicely. And I do like to light up my redstone with the jack-o'-lanterns. My mud farm here uses the copper bulbs. The walls at the side of the river here have some glow lichen on them, and under the water we'll find some sea pickles lighting up the area. Some of the pathways and courtyards have hidden lighting as well, underneath bits of carpet. And then we also find hidden lighting in some of the more gardeny areas. In yesterday's verse, we heard that Jesus is the light of the world. And in today's verse, we hear something about the people who follow him. It's from Matthew chapter 5, and it's verses 14 and then 16. And it says, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." So as well as Jesus being a light for the world, his followers are supposed to be like lights, shining the darkness and showing the way for people to find Jesus. Thanks for watching. Join me again tomorrow to open the next day of our Christmas countdown. Bye!